CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products such as our can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to Stand for Truth with the host of Stand for Truth Radio, Susan Knowles.
And good morning, everyone. How are you? Good to see you back again today. We've made it till the middle of the week. Always a good thing. Hey, Hugh, good morning. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Conwell, welcome. How is everybody? Good to see you. Hey, Shauna, good morning. Everybody, please invite your followers and retweet this. That'd be great. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Hey, Robin, good morning. Everybody on Facebook Live, hello. Craig, how are you? Boy, a lot to talk about today. Hey, Boogie, how are you? Thank you again for inviting your followers and sharing it. Everybody on YouTube, thank you for sharing it, letting people know that we're on. I know, what a morning, right? Really. Hey, Danielle, good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. I tell you, it's been nonstop this morning. It's going to continue that way, I think, for a while, which is good. Getting that momentum up and going again like we had in the beginning. It's always a good thing. Hey, Lori, good to see you. AZ Valentine. Is that Arizona Valentine? Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, I tell you, there's no time to sleep in today. No time at all. Becca's first day on Periscope. Everybody welcome them, him, her. I don't know which it is. Hey, Donna, good to see you. Good to see you, Catherine. Marianne, good to see you. All right. Yes, welcome. Welcome, everybody. So much going on. Hey, Antonio, good to see you again. Danielle Antonio. I've been up since 3:30 and it's my day off. Oh my goodness, you're not going to be able to sleep. Just stay up. Don't go to sleep for a couple days. You'll miss something. I'm telling you. So the big news of the day, the breaking news so far, there's so much of it, but the real breaking news is Trump is full of surprises. That's right. He really is. And today he has said no transgenders in the military. After talking to the military and getting their side of it, they have said, no, it's not good to have transgenders in the military, and therefore we won't have them. So there you go. Done. And do you know of any other president who would have done that? None. Thanks, Robin, about my hair. Thank you. So we'll see what else happens, but I'm telling you, he's full of surprises, and he just keeps going. Yeah, Marlene, hey, good morning. It's going to be, I think the left is, thank you, Hugh, the left is going to lose their minds today. Let me know if everybody on YouTube, if you can see me that's talking about the health stream. Okay, good. Perfect. Did everybody see the rally last night? Another excellent rally in Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio. Hey, Ruth, good morning. Yeah, Twitter is going to be all a Twitter today. It's gonna be bad. They are going to be just up in arms and going crazy. If you thought they were crazy before, they went crazy over the other day when you had the Boy Scouts. All those Michael Moore and the person from General Hospital or something was really upset. Called it the Hitler Youth out there. I mean, anything positive they try to turn into a negative. But the rally last night, I don't know if the rest of you feel this way, but when he goes to those rallies, Donald Trump goes to the rallies, and he brings his wife, there's something about it. The rallies are good with him, just him himself, by himself. But when he brings the first lady, I don't know, it ups it a couple of notches, and it's really great. Yes. I know, Lori. They will say it's his fault. He could have gone against his military, as Obama always did, because he had no respect for the military. Wasn't it good, Robin? I mean, really, it really was energizing people. I think he should do more of those because she is so classy. And you'll never hear her say, oh, this is the first time I've ever been proud of my country. You'll never hear her say that. In fact, she chose to be an American citizen. So that tells you how much she loves this country. President Trump told today on his LGBT decision, again affirms why I voted for this man. Yeah, Christian, we were just talking about that. He basically took the advice of his military. He let and why shouldn't he? Hey, Yolanda, good to see you. He should take the advice of his military. That's why they're there. Thank you, Yolanda, for the super hearts. Thank you. Thank you for inviting your followers, everybody. I really appreciate that. Jennifer, good morning. Good to see you. So that's a huge announcement. I do know that some in the African American community are very happy about that decision. I've seen a lot of postings from people that I know in the community that think that is a great move. So that should, I think a lot of communities feel that way, but I just happen to notice that people I know were saying this was a great move. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Thank you for retweeting and inviting. Thank you, everybody. Now, some other news. I wrote an article today about Jeff Sessions up on my SusanKnowles.com, and just asking the question. Yesterday he made a big move. Came out and said basically for all you sanctuary cities, if you want to get some grant money, you'd better get it in gear. So what they're going to do, they have to cooperate with the feds. They have to give 48 hours notice that somebody is going to be released. And I think in some ways maybe he did that in order to try to, stay in his position, make the president happy, that type of thing. So we'll see. The question was, do you think that's going to save his job by him doing that? And another decision or another announcement that came out that's probably even more probably beneficial to him, I guess, is that there's going to be sometime this week a big announcement that some efforts that he's accelerated investigations in regarding the Intel leaks. So I think that's going to, hey, Lisa, going to be even more of a benefit to him. Get out there, start doing your job. While I personally understand why he did what he did with recusing himself, because I understand the ethics involved in it and what he has to do in order to save his law license and not be disbarred. I do think there are some other things that he's fallen short in regards to getting out there, being aggressive, and getting things done. Yes, he does get to need to get on Comey, Lynch, Rice, Clinton, and the whole 9 yards. And I think there are some people in the House now, Biggs from Arizona, who's saying, listen, we need to start doing these investigations on all these people and the email servers, because it's time that we stop being passive and we start getting in there and start turning the table, turning the tides. He's absolutely right. As I've said before, get off defense, get on the offense. You're not going to win by sitting back and let these people walk over you. So he's saying basically, with all this Russia narrative, we need to have our own narrative and we need to push ahead. So back Arizona, Biggs is his last name. I can't remember his first name, but I was really happy to see somebody finally stepping up and saying something. His name is Andy Biggs. He's from Arizona. He's a co-sponsor of the bill. He's asking the DOJ for information on Comey's handling of the Clinton email case. So good for him. So anybody who's in here is a troll. What we do. We don't disrespect people in here. So you get one chance and then you get blocked. So you can comment, but don't be disrespectful. Hey Jerry, good to see you. Good to see you. Now, let's see. Somebody yesterday, and I can't remember who it was, said, man, I would like to hear from Alan Dershowitz. I'd like to hear what he has to say in regards to whether or not President Trump can pardon himself. Somebody asked Alan Dershowitz the question, and he responded. Good morning, Debbie. Good to see you. Hey, Grace. Good to see you. We've been screaming from the hilltops for many years for them to do things and ignore the Dems, and they need to work for the people, Robin said. Absolutely. As an Arizona voter, Senator McCain really disappointed yesterday. I know. Yes, he did. The speech was going well, and then he took a dive. So I'm not sure why he had to disparage the president and other people during that speech. Again, it could have turned out to be a good speech, but it wasn't. And of course, he wanted to reach across the aisle because that's what he does. Alan Dershowitz said basically that if anybody tells you anything else, then they're not telling you the truth. And the truth is, to the question of whether or not President Trump can pardon himself, he said, nobody knows. And that's exactly what I've been telling you. It's never been done. There's never been a president. There's never been a Congress that's had to decide. Nobody that has never come up. And he went further and said that even if it does come up and happens, he's not sure that the court even has the jurisdiction to review an action like that by the president. So it is absolutely brand new territory. I don't think it's going to be necessary. There is nothing that this president has done. There is no information. There is no evidence. Nothing. Zero, nada. And yet one person can pardon another. It's whether or not a president can pardon him or herself. He isn't guilty, There's nothing. Remember I said we're not going to be rude to people in here. So you get one chance. You were rude. You get one chance, and then you're out. So if you want to stay in, stay in. Don't name call. Don't disrespect anybody. So in any event, that's going to it is irrelevant. It is something that they want you to talk about because they want to keep this narrative going. And, the House took steps. I think it was the House. I don't know if it was the House and Senate. But what they have done now, I think it was the House. They basically said, we're going to sanction Russia. It was the House. Sanctions against Russia, Iran, and North Korea. And they were going to limit what the president could do to erase any of those or ease any of those sanctions. So, they have already decided that Russia meddled in our election. Pardon is a liberal talking point. Absolutely, Cully. It's just like somebody said, it's a red herring. After everything Obama did against the law of the land, Trump isn't guilty of anything. Exactly, Robin. And we had proof of what Obama did. He even admitted some of it. Don, what was the vote totals? I think that was 419-3, as I remember, Catherine. And there were 3 that went against it. Mosh, who is in Michigan, Jimmy, what was his last name? Jimmy Duncan, and Massey. I know. I mean, yeah. Don said, I would like to see someone from the U.S. federal government start getting actively involved in the corruption going on in family court all over this country. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen too much, Don, because it's, for a variety of reasons. Anyone new on Periscope today, welcome them. So, yeah, that was, I can understand sanctions against Iran. I can understand sanctions against North Korea. I get all that. With Russia, and coming to a conclusion, hey, Joseph, a conclusion already that they meddled in our election. All right, let me ask again, where is the proof of that? We still don't have any proof of that. That is somebody saying that, but we have no proof of that. Again, it's just a narrative that they keep pushing, and therefore, after a while, they just say it's true. California has a long way to go. We have been blinded here with left agenda. All countries meddle. Exactly, Yolanda. My question, Yolanda, is what about when Obama meddled in the election of Israel so that Netanyahu would not be elected? Wasn't that meddling? Hey, April, good to see you. If Russia meddling in U.S. election is wrong, what about U.S.? There you go. You just said what I said. Yep, exactly. And yet that was perfectly fine. Sent his campaign people. Yeah, and that's meddling. Once they clear the rolls, the Democrats are going to fight like heck to keep voter fraud. Hey, how are you? I didn't see who that was. Sorry, that went so fast. It's okay when they do it. Exactly, Marianne. They think that they can get away with it. They can do it because they have a good reason. They know more than you. They're smarter than you. You can't you don't know how to take care of yourself. Only they can do that. Only they can know what's best for you. Obama meddled in Israel. Yep, and Ukraine. California needs a clean house. Catherine, absolutely 100,000%. They do. Democrats here stop the Republicans at every turn. So yeah, it's bad here. We have been in regime change since World War II, pretty much, pretty much. Uh, so how about Wasserman's aide? Yes, I love that. Wasserman's IT aide tried to flee from Dulles Airport yesterday. Yes, Robert, Awan brother was arrested and charged with fraud, which is great. That's a start. We'll see what happens with Debbie. See if Debbie gets in any trouble at all. There's no proof, Robin said, and conservatives need to ignore this and change the narrative. Yes, about Russia meddling. It's all a farce. If you don't have any evidence to back anything up, it's basically a farce. Yeah, he's out on bail. I know, Lori. Well, and you have to do that unless you can prove that he's a flight risk, which I think he is. I'm not sure why the judge would let him go, but that's the judge's decision. Election has consequences. Republicans act like it. Last I heard, she was cooperating. Yes, Robert, wasn't that a little change of attitude from when she was trying to, I don't know, quote unquote, threaten the police officer she was talking about who had her laptop and things of that nature? Sounded like a soft threat to me. Shauna says Awan is a dead man walking. All these Russia stories are sensationalism from the media. You betcha, Christian. I think he surrendered his passport. Yeah. They would probably take that from him, but does that really make... He got tickets to Emirates. Yeah. Isn't that great? I don't know. You think if they wanted him out of there, they could get him out of there. They could smuggle him across into Mexico and then on from there. Clinton is involved too, Jerry said. Wasserman is next for arrest. That would be so nice. Awan wired $300,000 to his brother, then tried to hop a plane. Dims are dead wannabes walking, Catherine said. It's pretty sad. Very, God, it's just amazing. You'll love this. The on the Morning Joe. The now this is bad. Why not American IT guys? Well, thank you, Jerry. If they are doing stuff like that, then American IT guys ought to, they're going to be arrested and charged too. Big change for uncooperative Wasserman. Yep. Family 9 months to erase everything. Yes, Ralph. Yeah, Morning Joker show, Jerry said. The Morning Joe, the Democrats' new slogan, better deal, better wages, better future, better get on with it, whatever it is. They don't like the slogan. They made fun of the slogan, saying it misses the point, misses the mark. Isn't that kind of like what they did with Hillary's first slogan that they came up with, and they had to change that? So it's it's a bad slogan. I know, pizza, Papa John's. It's a bad slogan when even the Morning Joe makes fun of it. Yeah, nobody's going to have any coverage of Wasserman Schultz. They're going to. It's going to be as if she isn't even connected to these people in any way. They will protect her because they protect the Democrats. Hey, Robert, good morning. Good to see you. Robert in the great land of L.A. Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Morning Joe stink, Robin said. A lot of people think that. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Yeah. Morning Joe didn't even like the Democrats' new slogan of better deal, better better wages, better future, better jobs, better whatever. They thought it missed the mark, and it was ridiculous, actually. Hey, Karen, good to see you. Even Papa John's is going to have to change their slogan to just better ingredients because they're getting sued for saying they have better pizza or whatever. I know, what better deal? Here's the better deal, Danielle. Here's what they think is the better deal. Immediately, hey, Tori, thank you for the flowers, Robert. Immediately, for, when it came out about, okay, we're going to have a debate about health care. We're going to pass a motion to see if we can even start talking about it. The first thing they did, what did they come up with? Single payer system. And I'm telling you, if every American doesn't understand by now that this is exactly what everybody who are rhinos and the Democrats, this is what they want for you. And really, honestly, this is why so many people are pushing for the total repeal of Obamacare. And I don't know if we're going to get it because they couldn't, on the Senate floor last night, they couldn't even discuss that that's a possibility. People came up with the votes and said, no, we don't want to repeal Obamacare. Well, if you don't repeal Obamacare, then there's a possibility of heading down that road once again to that single payer system. Even though, people have been promised, we're not going to do away with pre-existing condition. We're going to have, all the things in there that you want, that you need, blah, blah, blah. Nobody likes that. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. All Republicans need to get on board. I know. I hear you, Shauna. The thing of it is, nobody knows what get on board is right now, other than people, the American public is calling, most of them are calling for repeal and replace. We're not being heard, except by the president. The Senate, the House, they are not listening to us. Well, Collins and Murkowski, is it Murkowski or what is her name? Yeah, she should. They should both. They're both in trouble because they didn't even want to have the debate. It's like, come on. Yeah, I know. I mean, how do we get the word out to these people that this is what we want? Listen to us. Don't go back in there and Murkowski, don't go back in there and say over and over again, oh, we don't want to get rid of Obamacare, when people are saying, yes, we do. The provisions of Obamacare are what got us here in the position that we're in right now. That's why people, hey, Judy, good morning. That's why people can't pay, for the premiums. That's why they're tripled. People in here, we're talking about how, their premiums have just tripled. Robin is talking about that too. Robin said, control, control, control. Dims and rhinos alike want to be in charge of our health care. Not only do they want to be in charge of our health care, they want to be in charge of everything else. I mean, it's really ridiculous. And all they have to do is simply go in there and get rid of it. And they are fighting it tooth and nails. And I bet you anything that Paul Ryan is leading the charge in that. Big government is right, Yolanda. And it's ridiculous. What about Susan? Oh, yeah, gosh. Catherine, she's in a lot of trouble. This is the reason that you don't do name calling. This is the reason that, you need to act professional. That people people in our party do the same thing a lot of times as the Democrats do, and that is unprofessional name calling. Susan Collins was caught on a hot mic talking about Blake Farenthold, another, a politician. And basically she said to the guy she was talking to that he was fat and unattractive. Now, I'm sorry, where does that come into professionalism anywhere at all? Why would you say that to anyone? Why would you name call? I mean, this was Susan Collins who said that, Marianne. And basically what that does, it just lowers her down. It lowers the self-esteem of herself. It tells more about her that she would have to name call people than it does anything. And I mean, it's just amazing. And he had said something too, I think, saying that, if these people were men, then I would have a duel with them, in Texas. Hey, Teresa, good to see you. Gary, good to see you. Robin said she's in a good mood. She's in a mood today because she's not getting the care she needs in certain areas, and thanks to Obamacare. But getting back to Susan Collins, she should not have said that. That is so unprofessional, not a role model for anybody. She did come out later and apologize to him, and I think they apologized to each other, which absolutely should have been done. A duel with guns. Yeah, he was just saying, if this were the old West and these were men, I would duel with them in Texas. He wasn't saying he was going to do that today or anything else. And either way, like I said, it doesn't excuse. Apology needed big time. Doesn't excuse the behavior of people when they talk like that, whether it's coming from our side or the Democrats. If you've got to name call people, then you really have nothing to say. Yes, she did. Susan Collins exposed her Democrat self. She did. Collins shouldn't be a Republican. She gets her money from Planned Parenthood. Ugh, disgusting. Danielle said that about Susan Collins. Yeah, I had not heard that about her. Did you see Trump talking about Mount Rushmore? I know. He said somebody's going to say that he wants to be on Mount Rushmore now because he's talking about it. Probably true. I'm waiting for them to come out and say something about it. But, everybody should be concerned by the fact, in our health care, if they keep provisions of Obamacare, you should really be concerned about single payer system. California is trying to push that. Everybody's trying to push that. She is a rhino, Robin. Susan Collins is a rhino. McCain talked on the Senate floor yesterday, and basically he was saying, no, don't believe anybody on talk radio. Don't believe anybody on TV and the media. To hell with them. To saying that basically, we don't follow you or something like that, Mr. Trump. You work for us. That type of thing. It was just, I don't know, kind of unnecessary. I'm not sure why he went there, but he did. Yeah, they don't like McCain, right? Ralph said. Did Trump insult Sessions? Nope, not that. Oh, it's Sessions. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Some people think that he was insulted by that. Some people think that it was him trying to light a fire under Sessions. I know that President Trump is still mad, that he recused himself. And again, I get that, but ethically, Sessions has to do what he has to do. He's been backed up on that by Giuliani, and also Judge Napolitano said the same thing. He nudged Sessions. Yes, he did. And I think it kind of lit a fire under him. I really do. Because, again, he came out with that, this week he's going to come out and say stuff about the intel leaks and the investigations they're doing. And he's also going to be talking, he did more on sanctuary cities. So McCain needs to retire. He has a health problem. He needs to go now. I know. And McCain said he was going to go home and rest for August, and then he would be back. So Trump is pressing his Alabama buttons. Exactly. A disgrace. Want to remember him as a hero, but heard a lot of prisoners died because of him. Yeah, Karen, a lot of veterans do not like John McCain in any way, shape, or form. So they see him in a different light. They don't see him as a hero. So he may not be able to travel. Yeah, that's true. Time to replace McCain. Well, did they ever replace Ted Kennedy? Ted Kennedy died of basically the same thing. I don't recall them replacing Ted Kennedy until after he died. So somebody maybe could check that, but I just don't remember that. Now, some in other news. Now, this is some great news, and again, I'm not seeing it out there. Walmart is announcing basically that they're going to create, very possibly it will end up being 1.5 million jobs as they bring more jobs here and they're going to start manufacturing American-made products, $300 billion in imported consumer goods. Now, that's huge. And again, are you seeing that? Is anybody talking about it on the left? That's, 1.5 million jobs. Are you kidding me? That should be all over the news. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, finally, Walmart, and you pick up anything in Walmart, everything says made in China. Everything. You couldn't find anything there. Your dad died of the same thing, Lisa. 6 to 18 months, 2 years definitely messes with cognition. Yeah, I would agree, Lisa. Sorry that your father died like that and passed away. Yeah, I mean, that, everybody should be talking about that. Yeah, made in China. I don't even, I try not to buy anything made in China. I really look, but sometimes there's nothing else you can get except made in China. Um, let's see. Other things that are going on. I don't know that you've heard about the BART system up in Oakland. You try to too, Antonio? Yeah. You try. I've seen some really nice Walmarts, like the Walmart superstores. My gosh, some of them just, I mean, you have everything in there. You don't need to go anywhere else. And I know that the unions don't like that in the other stores, but it's kind of like giving the people what they want. And if you want to do better, then do better in the other stores. The Dems won't talk about Walmart because it goes against their beliefs. Robin said, it sure does. Because if you make that many jobs for Americans, that's over the top amazing. So I don't know. We've talked about this before. We've talked about how BART, a lot of these young, so far it's been young black teenagers, I guess, somewhere around that age. I don't know how young they are. They call them gangs. They've been attacking passengers on the BART system. Assault, robbery, and rape has increased 41% on the BART system. And yet they're not releasing any of the video because they don't want to stereotype. Somebody needs to tell them that reality is back in vogue and Obama is no longer in office. Yeah, I mean, here's what I say. If I go, let's say, to San Francisco or Oakland, and I get on the BART system, and you haven't released information or put this information out there, this is happening, and something happens to me, yeah, God help California. I know, Catherine. Thank you. We need your prayers. I could see that, yeah, Big Ralph. I mean, lawsuit. I want to be protected. I want to know what's going on. Marianne says she's staying at home. Probably the best thing, Marianne. It's racism not to tell the truth. That's right, Robin. Hey, good morning, McCorrell. I wish they would make the names darker on Periscope. Wow, why do they blur out the names so? Like light gray writing. Everybody else is like fine. You can't see Periscopes. Yeah, so that's a problem for me, Christian. That's a problem for me that they're not putting the truth out there. Put the truth out there so that people who are, let's say, riding BART or in the neighborhood, if they see these people, they can turn them in. Because what they do, typically they run on to the train, do whatever, attack people and steal things from them, break things, and then run off. You need that video in order to know what they look like and to turn them in. What's going to happen with Sessions? Well, we talked about that a lot, Carl, that you may want to hear the replay. I also did an article at SusanKnowles.com on him. You might want to look at that. He's also going to be announcing some new information this week on what he's doing on the Intel investigation. So look for that coming out. At our Walmart, I would say the employees are 50% Mexican citizens. And where is that, Antonio? The BART is so unsafe. Yeah, Robert, I wouldn't be on that thing. There's no way. The tram in San Francisco is unsafe, too. I lived in Southern California from 66 to 92. I now live in Western Washington. Wow, Debbie, how do you like it? Oh, Douglas, Arizona. Okay, wow. All right. They wouldn't hesitate to tell if it were white people, Robin said. Yeah, I agree with that. Pepper spray doesn't work because you can't spray 3 or more. Well, and that's true, Catherine, and you've got to be pretty close up for pepper spray to work. You got to, the distance can't be too far. I wouldn't want to be that close to them. That's a border town. Okay. Hey, Bill, good to see you. Sessions must prosecute Comey and Lynch. Yep. Christian, I agree. He needs to move on and get those people. Bring them to justice. We need justice. And like the guy from Arizona Andy Biggs said, the politician, Republican, saying that, we need to stop being passive, sit by passively waiting for them to do something. Space Coast is where Bob is. um, some other kind of, hey, Bill, sad news, I think, is that Sheriff Arpaio's wife is kind of reaching out and asking for donations because she still has the Obama leftovers and the lynch mob, coming after her husband, and they want to just get him for all the work that he did with illegal immigration, trying to say that he's a racist, blah blah blah. So if you see a GoFundMe account or something and you want to give to Judge Arpaio, he's 85 years old. Yes, Karen, letter to Dennis Michael Lynch. A poor guy, I know, 85. He should be enjoying retirement, and he's still being bombarded by the Obama leftovers. Still coming after him, still want revenge. And another reason, well, and Catherine, I agree, and President Trump loves Arpaio, and there's somebody that you should pardon. Exactly. He can pardon him. I don't think Arpaio is a good person. Why is that, McCorrell? While still going after Sheriff Arpaio, that's right. Yep. Yes, please, everybody, if you will, share this. Hey, Laura, good to see you. He basically was going after, trying to get illegals out of his town, and they didn't like it. I don't know all the ins and outs, Bob, but he was really cracking down on it, and the left doesn't like that. You have family in Arizona. What did they say about him? Donald Trump just banned trans. Yes. Yes, Blue, we know that. We talked about that in the very beginning. Sheriff applied the laws. Exactly. Good morning, Roger. Roger, you must be Karen's husband, maybe? Judge went after CIA plant Obama. I think all prisons should be tent cities like Arpaio had. Yeah, that's another thing they didn't like about him is he made everybody wear pink and, be living in tent cities. Instead of being able to lift weights and play basketball in the court, in the yard. Yes, pink. And nobody liked that because, that was degrading to the prisoners. So, according to the left. No single guys here. Exactly. Exactly, Roger. I know. I mean, remember the days, hey, Carmen, good to see you, when they used to, in reality, make them break rocks all day? That's what they did. Prisoners did. They actually went out and broke rocks. Every Latino like a criminal, no distinction between legal and illegal, McCorrell said. Yeah, I hadn't heard that, but, I don't know. I'm not there, but Yolanda, labor camps, yes. Prison should not be a resort. I agree. Thank you, Tori. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I mean, if you in San Diego, some of the prisons here, I mean, they literally just pump iron all day. And, when you're doing that, you're going to be stronger than the people who are there to watch you. The guards, the sheriffs, and the police. I mean, my gosh, let's not make them any more buff than they already are. I mean, so anyway, let's see. Oh, you'll love this. You know how they go out and they get rid of every Confederate statue and stuff like that? Well, now the State Department, again, with the Obama leftovers, another reason that President Trump hopefully will, get these people out of here. I think these people should have gone in the very beginning. But the State Department is going back and removing any reference to genocide when they're talking about ISIS killing Christians. And what this does, this causes those people that are getting, killed, beheaded, and everything else by ISIS, not to be able to receive any type of, aid programs, not being in the aid programs, because they're saying, oh, no, there's no genocide involved there. And also the Democrats are delaying the confirmation of Mark Green, U.S. Agency for International Development, who has bipartisan support. They're delaying his confirmation. Once again, the Democrats are standing in the way of this president doing his job. Yes. So, what they're doing is they're changing history. They're changing the words. Obama was absolutely a master at doing things like that. And these people still in there are still doing the same thing. We need to get these people out of there immediately. Trump told advisors he doesn't want to speak to Sessions, so says Politico. Wow. What can we do, Catherine? Catherine, I used to say try to, write your congressman and things like that, petitions. I would say keep tweeting to Trump and Trump's people over and over and over in every way you can get to Trump. Congress doesn't care. And Congress they're not even saying anything about delaying the confirmation of this guy. I mean, he has bipartisan support. I don't know why Trump appointed Sessions, other than I think in the beginning, Sessions is a pretty ethical guy, and everybody kind of knows that about him. And I think he thought that Sessions would be good for the administration. There are people right now saying to Donald Trump, speaking out on these are Republicans and people in the know, who are saying, don't get rid of Sessions right now. That would not be a good move. He's a good man. He's done a great job. And if you get rid of him, that's one more type of distraction that you don't need right now. Leave things alone. Sessions needs to be a lion. And Danielle, I mean, did you really think he was a lion when Trump picked him for the job? I mean, he's not necessarily a lion, not outwardly. I mean, look at him. he doesn't come across that way. So I don't know why President Trump picked him. At the time, he must have thought he was good. So I don't know. But if he's like I said, his policies right now, he's going to go after the sanctuary cities. He's going to take the money away from them, the federal funds. So all these cities and states like California, you're gonna watch them ramp up. They're gonna get Holder's team is already representing people in California, getting paid I think somewhere like $25,000 a month for just sitting there, just being there. They're going to ramp that up and try to sue him. Probably the ACLU is going to come out. It's just going to be crazy because they don't want the law to be enforced. And that is, the law. Get rid of the illegal immigrants in this country who should not be here and get them out of here, period. Yeah, Yolanda, I believe Sessions is a good man. I really do believe he is. I think he's trying to do the right thing. But I really think, with this new program, that it's going to be with the sanctions, it's going to be great. And you heard President Trump last night say, the illegal immigration is down like, 70% or something? People illegally crossing the borders? That's amazing. When is the last time you heard figures like that? And again, all you have to do is obey the law. It is the law of the land. 73%. That's over the top amazing. Carmen saying 78. Rudy wanted that job. Catherine, Rudy Giuliani came out and said that he agrees with Sessions and he would not want that job. So that's what he's saying now. Secretary of Homeland Security, not Sessions. Oh yeah, no, Christian, I'm not saying they're connected. I'm just saying I'm talking about Trump and I've moved on from the Sessions talk. I'm just saying this administration is doing a great job. What took so long to place sanctions on North Korea? I'm not sure. And talking about North Korea, can you imagine how long a confirmation hearing will take for the new AG? Oh my gosh, I don't know, 5 years maybe, Shauna, if we're quick about it. Trump will not fire Sessions. Bottom line, Traylon says. What would you say has been Trump's worst mistake so far? Probably, in my opinion, not starting an investigation on the Clintons right away. That's what I think. But I don't think it's been Sessions, and I don't think it's been, necessarily other people. Hey, Mike, good to see ya. And Robin says, let's get rid of Obama leftovers. Who cares what people think? True. Good morning, Amanda. Good to see you. With North Korea, there's an expert, I guess, from North Korea. I don't know how he got here, but anyway, that they are saying that we have about a year and a half away from North Korea being able to reach the United States. Now, every day that figure seems to change. Mike says, yes, Clinton or filth. I agreed, Mike. Something is absolutely wrong there. So I don't know how long we have with North Korea being able to reach the United States. I heard the other day that they were targeting, I think they said Hawaii and Alaska. Somebody else is saying 6 months, and they're saying that we have like maybe a 6-month window before we do something. I do too, Danielle. And you know, the first thing what's going to happen is if we do something with North Korea, there's going to be people who are saying, why are you getting involved in a war? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I mean, when you've got somebody saying that and actually not just saying it, but starting to act upon it, what are we supposed to do? Just kind of sit back and wait, you know, for us to be hit in the United States? To me, that makes no sense at all. I don't know what the solution is. Obviously, they're trying sanctions. I don't know if that's going to work. North Korea is going to play a big part in the end of our world as we know it. Antonio says, heck no. As far as sanctions, tell me just what the hell have senators been doing that they now voted to discuss. You know, Shauna, that's the thing. What have senators been doing this whole time from January? Seriously. There's no way we can defend ourselves against North Korea. Why is that, Danielle? I don't want war, but North Korea needs sanctions. Well, now they do have sanctions. I don't think that's going to stop them. I don't think you stop a crazy man by sanctions. Not if Trump has his way, wasting time, Ruthie said. Really discussing, right, I know. So the Congress is good at discussing, and then they've discussed so much, and they're so tired now and done such a great job in discussing, they've got to take a month off for August. 6-man SEAL team, Yolanda said, exactly. Go in there, get the job done, get out. Because his will be the only place that has lights at night, so it'll be easy to find where he's at. What compound? Think Trump is going to be, Trump's not going to be impeached, I heard a top guy saying U.S. isn't capable of defending. I don't understand why that would be. We've already tested our missiles to try to, intercept those, so I don't see why that would be. I think they're waiting for Kim to throw the first punch. Scares me to hear that North and South Korea are in talks. It's not going to go anywhere, Carmen. Just do their job. I sometimes work on my vacay because the job needs to be done. Yeah, well, Congress isn't going to do that, And another thing that they're mentioning too, yeah, Congress shouldn't have a vacation. If anything, take a weekend off and get back in here and do your job. President Trump is going to take a vacation. Hasn't been announced yet. Sometime in August because they're going to do construction on the West Wing. They'll hit him when he least expects it. Yeah, every day's a vacation for Congress. It seems to be, so I don't know what these people do all day. I really don't. He was on Lou Dobbs yesterday, and he said if North Korea hits us, we are not capable of fighting back. Wow, Danielle, that's a pretty bold statement for him to make. Hopefully that's not true. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I do like the fact that they're going to do some reconstruction on the White House, probably way past time. No telling what the Obamas did to it. Could only imagine. So I don't know when they're going to be announcing that vacation. He said that we are not militarily ready. I think we're stretched a little thin, Danielle, but I don't know. We've always risen to the occasion. Let's hope that's true. And I know President Trump is trying to beef up the military right now, thanks to Obama, that we let a lot of people go. And I liked yesterday how Scaramucci went ahead and terminated Michael Short, who's the assistant press secretary, believing that he is involved in the White House intelligence leaks. Of course, he said that he resigned. So I don't know if that was to save face or which is which, but yeah, we have the best military in the world for sure, Yolanda. The mooch ain't playing. No, he's not, Karen. He really isn't. Yeah, he's so far, he just comes in and commands, okay, do this, out you go. Love that. I'm not sure why Spicer didn't let him go before, but Oh, Fox lied, Daniel said about it, saying he resigned, but he was actually fired. I don't know why Fox would do that. Maybe, who knows? The Senate Judiciary Committee has rescinded the subpoena for Paul Manafort. You know, you heard the other day, we talked about it in here, that they had issued that subpoena. They rescinded it because they're starting to get documents from Manafort. They're starting to get cooperation. He's going to be coming in and talking to them in the near future, so they have decided to let it go. And I think he's not supposed to go in until around September, and I'm sure it'll be a closed-door hearing as well. Now, I've heard this, and I don't know exactly the ins and outs of this. I just got a little blurb on this, that Fox has been hit with a $48 million lawsuit for allegedly scapegoating an executive during the sexual harassment, all that stuff going on. So no names yet, no more information than just that. $48 million, that's a lot. Yeah. So I don't know who it was that they scapegoated, but somebody wasn't happy. Yeah. I mean, you know, if that's the way it's supposed to be, then okay. You know, if they're doing their stuff and they need to be called out on it. Dims now run Fox. That's right. The Murdoch kids run Fox, Catherine, and they're doing a horrible job. And you know, got rid of some people because they're Republican leaning, right? Or they were Republicans and they didn't like them being there. They got rid of them. MSM, yes. Failed your nuclear. Oh no. You failed your nuclear stress test, Bill said. Sorry to hear that. Now what do you have to do, Bill? Bill O'Reilly, yep. Out with the O. And it looked like they were going to get Sean Hannity for a while. So I don't know what happened there. Another thing that I found very interesting, something that was in the news, but I don't think it's going to really be talked too much about. Researchers studied the brains of 202 former football players, and they discovered traces of chronic traumatic encephalopathy in nearly all of them, with the highest incidences occurring in players who had reached the professional level. Yes, Sean, Amanda, that's a good point. Sean did fight back. So, and made it really obvious, and they probably are just like waiting back now and going, ooh, I guess we can't mess with Sean right now. They said that of 177 former players, nearly 90% of the samples studied, they found that brain trauma. And of the 111 brains of former NFL players, researchers discovered evidence of that in 110. So that's pretty amazing. Same with boxers. And again, another reason to consider HBOT and to help these people with traumatic brain injury. Oh, really? So there was a huge buyout to dump Sean, Shauna is saying. Yeah, it's very sad. NFL players paid millions for brain damage. Yeah, Junior Seau in San Diego actually killed himself because I think he felt that he had brain damage. There was a lot going on with him. At one point, before he killed himself, he said, and I question it, but he said that he fell asleep at the wheel, and he actually went off a cliff, and the car fell down, I don't know how many feet, but he lived. And then he sorry to hear that, Bill. We'll pray for Bill that he gets good results and that he may not need a stent in his heart. Pray for him that he's healed and everything works out for him. But Junior Seau ended up taking his life. I think he shot himself in the chest so that he would not shoot him, that they would be able to look at his brain and tell that he had brain damage. Robin is praying for you too, Bill. Hey, Don, good to see you. Yeah, Junior Seau was from San Diego. It was really very odd. We before we had heard the news, my husband and I went to Junior Seau's restaurant, and it was closed. I mean, we thought, what in the world is going on? We went there for lunch. We didn't know what was happening. And then we listened to the news, and so that restaurant totally closed down. Yeah, they closed the doors. And it's really sad because Junior had, he's got several kids, and they loved their dad, and San Diego loved Junior, and Junior was always our guy. He's always our NFL player, even though he went to the Patriots and all that. He belonged to San Diego. So, very sad. But this will be, it's so sad. It'll be really good research. Was weird the San Diego crowd loved him. Why is that, Ruthie? Oh, you're saying what he did was weird. Not that the crowd loved him, but it was weird. Yeah. Junior was great. Yeah, and it was sad because Junior had a girlfriend and they lived down at the beach. Junior had a great view of the beach, beautiful home. And the girlfriend went to work out at the gym, and he killed himself while she was gone. So she was the one who actually found him. And I'm sure she was heartbroken that, you probably always question yourself, was there something I could have done, something I could have said? So I'm sure it was hurtful for her. Really, rumors were they were having problems, Ruthie said. Yeah, but, and like I said, it's very weird that, he went off the cliff in the car. You wonder if he was trying to kill himself at that time. He said it was because he fell asleep at the wheel. So we'll never know what the actual truth is unless you just want to, take his word for it. So very sad that players are like that. I hope they do discover HBOT for them and allow them to use that. A lot of celebrities are killing themselves, Donna said. It seems like more and more, so it just, most people think it was his attempt to commit suicide. I agree with that, Ruthie. I absolutely agree with that. And it's too bad that he didn't know about HBOT or nobody had talked to him about it because, as we talked about that little girl who had, I know they got to her right away, but that little girl who went into the pool, drowned. They had to resuscitate her, but she had a lot of brain damage. By using HBOT, she completely reversed her brain damage. And again, I know that sometimes, catching things immediately will help more so than not. But there are veterans who have had TBI for a long time, and my understanding, they are helped by HBOT. It's not in the news enough. Yeah, it's hyperbaric oxygen therapy, Robert. And, if you're interested in hearing any more about it, go to SusanKnowles.com, put in HBOT or put in Henricks, HENRICKS, in the search bar. It'll bring up the show where I had the doctor on my show and we were talking about it. Yeah, Danielle, I mean, it is something that the pharmaceutical companies don't really want you to know about because it will take away their ability to push pills on the vets and anybody, on the veterans and anybody else. So, they want to push you the pills. Thank you. Thank you, Carmen. So Marianne's back. It reverses brain damage. Yep. Donna, you'll want to check it out. They even use that on horses. So, I mean, it's found very much to be effective. Scalise released to rehab. Oh, nice. On your website, yes, go to SusanKnowles.com. And if you just put in, Henricks, or, just put in Stand for Truth Radio if you forget, and look at all the shows. It'll come up with all the shows. You'll find her. She's a female doctor, Dr. Carol Henricks. Yeah, she helps veterans in Arizona. It could be used for Alzheimer's patients. Listen, what it does is it helps you heal. It helps the body heal, helps the brain heal. I think it could very much be. No, leave out the D, Robert. Henricks without the D. Carol Henricks. And yes, she is a doctor. And she helps the veterans in Arizona. There's a program that she has that they can come there and get help for free. They really just have to figure out a place to stay for the length of the time. Ringside it shows, wow, in case a horse's stress. Great, Shauna. The Vancouver Canucks hockey team has had a hyperbaric chamber for a very long time, according to Hugh. Exactly. Thank you. Yes, Dr. Carol Henricks. Yeah. So HBOT, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, Carmen. So if you know of anybody who's having issues with anything concerning the brain or other things, please check that out. You know, DM me or whatever. I'll give you some more information on her. You can contact her, and then you'll be able to make that decision for yourself. So everybody, thank you so much for being here today. This is another fast hour that's gone by. I'm going to be filming and just videotaping my Knowles on the News. So if you see YouTube come on again, that's me doing that. I won't be able to interact with you. I just kind of give my perspective. But if you want to see it, you can. I know, Robert, it went by so fast. So thank you so much. If everybody, hey, Teresa, if everybody would go ahead and retweet this on Facebook, also on Periscope and on YouTube, certainly would appreciate it. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Stay safe and see you tomorrow. Everybody on YouTube, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up. Thank you, Robin. And see you everybody tomorrow. Take care.